Really exciting, great news tonight as Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, not Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi and Steve Mnuchin reached an agreement on the CR. Wow, got that money for my cows. No joke. So no more cow jokes for me. Really quite sad. The reactions coming in, farmers are very happy. They got an incredible amount of money that they were owed, that the Temple of Doom had forgotten about. I don't know how you're supposed to have $12 ice cream if you have no cows, but cows got the money. Airlines are pissed they didn't get theirs. And lobsters are apparently really angry. They're like, how could you give the money to cows before the lobsters? They looked at Pelosi and they said, typical, shellfish. Hey, good evening, everybody. This is Evenings LALATE, and I hope you're good and safe. And this is Purple Power, the power of the purple, using positivity and information to get your second stimulus check and get through this pandemic, get the money that you need, and get back on path of being you. It's about focusing on you, not focusing on detractions, not focusing on negativity, and doing everything you need to do to wake up and feel invigorated and informed and positive the next day. Thank you for tuning in. This is incredible community now at 265,000 followers for a reason. We focus on information, and we focus on positivity, and we focus on becoming a better person. If you're not part of this, if you're not subscribed, today is probably the day. Go to the Funnest channel and subscribe and drop your comments below, and I may feature them in tomorrow's recording. And like this video, because this will be the most positive and best informed video you're going to watch today. Purple Power didn't really have a name when this channel launched on April 25th. And if people sort of try to describe what I do today, they don't perhaps know what I was doing on April 25th or all the days until today. This channel started with me helping people get money, and still today is about me getting people money. This is not a channel for me to read news articles on camera. You can do that yourself. This is not a channel for me to screen grab one article, which I look up on Google News, which actually has LALATE as a news source as well. This is a channel to get you money. That's my job here, is to get you money that you're entitled to inform you about the money that you're qualified for, and to get you money. I don't know of anyone else that does that. And if they did, God bless them. The more people, the better. But this is not a channel that simply reads you news. And so for people that say that news is all you need to know, no, you need help getting money. And help is often not handed to you. When we started on April 25th, we all knew what we were dealing with the state unemployment offices. They weren't answering the phones. The phone services were down. We all knew that EIDL at SBA was a hot mess. We couldn't get SBA on the phone. No one was answering your phone calls, and so there was no one really able to answer your questions. Ironically, a lot of you had the same question. And when you bring a lot of people together that are dealing with the same situation, then suddenly you realize that similar people have similar problems. That's where we are still today, as we're dealing with stimulus checks and enhanced unemployment benefits and hazard pay, rent assistance, eviction moratoriums. We're dealing with all these things right now, and stimulus checks, and if you're on SSDI, SSI, or Social Security benefits, or you're a single mom, or you're a married couple, you are trying to figure out why this has happened as it's happening, and when it's going to be a different situation. And reading a news article like this doesn't do it. Or someone telling you, well, I'll tell you when it becomes a law, doesn't do it either. Because ultimately, you need to be informed of everything that's going on. And you need to know how to get your enhanced unemployment benefits. You need to know how to get your rent aid. And you need to know where to look. And it's not simply just doing this and doing that, because life is never that easy. It isn't. And I start tonight with an incredible story of inspiration as we talk about Purple Power and getting your federal aid. And this is a viewer who watched all my recordings in recent days about that $150 billion bailout for states under CARES Act 1, which I told you that there was so much money being dedicated to states that they were to give it to cities and then counties, and that they were supposed to give it to you but had not. That cities like Honolulu, 85% of the money had still not been paid out to its residents, approximately, or 90%. It's all over the country this way. And that the cities and counties now realize there's a deadline looming. They have to spend the money or lose the money, use or lose. And so states, cities, and counties especially are rushing to spend money on you. And I said, go look up your city and county. I said, Google news stories for city plus county plus the word grant, Grant, and you can add plus CARES Act. I said they're paying out stimulus checks locally. They're paying out rent and food and hazard pay and additional forms of assistance. Look at it, and I said, if you don't see it today, it might be there tomorrow. Guess what? In the last, I would say, 3 days, I've had 4 viewers separately tell me they have found money and have applied for the money. And every single one is absolutely ecstatic. They did not know they existed. They did not know that anything would like that ever was out there until they had watched this video, and they're so thankful. This is not a video about me. It's about a video about you. First viewer was a viewer who found a rent grant program because of this channel. The second viewer just minutes ago sent a message and said, I watched your program and I applied, found out there was a stimulus check for seniors in where we are in Florida. I applied for my friend, myself, and my neighbor. We're all seniors, and we all got the application in by the deadline, and the deadline is today. Thank you, LALATE. That's about using power. That's the power of the purple. Now, if that person had just sat back and said, just read an article, and, when your stimulus check's in the mail, just read the article. Well, guess what? That person's going to get 2 checks. They're going to get the check they just applied for, if they get approved, and they're going to get another stimulus check in the mail. They're going to get 2 checks because the other person just sat around and said, I'm not going to do it. I'll just read the article. This is about being informed. And guess what? The person can continue to look tomorrow. Maybe they'll find something for rent or grants. That's the power of information. And so as we start the new day, when you start tomorrow morning, if you're looking for rent aid or food or stimulus assistance, you know what you need. You need to be looking for it. Go on Google, type in your city's name, plus, the symbol plus, grant, the word grant, Grant, and then plus CARES, CARES, and look and see if there's any news articles about your city. Also, then look for your county. If you don't find any, look again in a few days. Because things like, Waco, Texas just announced a rent program just a few days ago. And this is a lot of money. These programs are never just a few $100s. There's usually a couple thousand. I think the one she referred to me tonight, I don't have the message in front of me, I think it was either $1,200 or $1,800. It was a decent sum of money for just a local program. So this is incredibly great news. The next thing that you need to know is that when you are focusing on you, you're trying to know where you're going forward. And someone on the earlier video right before this said, hey, when you're bringing back the opinion video, which I've only done one, I'm going to do a little bit tonight because I'm not really prepared for it. But I want you, this is my opinion, I want you to be fully liquid and not be dependent upon any particular one item as we go into the fall. There is deep concerns about where this economy is going, and I got to tell you, even if everything you get that you hope to get, you may need more. And I want you to ensure that you have all your ducks lined up for the worst case scenario. I don't want you to think anything is best case scenario. I really see this situation getting very bad. even if the stimulus packages are passed, even if everyone gets everything they need, I see the situation getting very, very bad. The only way in which I don't see the situation getting bad is if an enormous amount of stimulus, unlike anything we've seen currently, is offered, and the COVID-19 cases are dramatically lower than anything that we have seen. I just don't think either of those two situations are going to occur. We see in Europe what's going on now, and if Europe's having a COVID-19 situation, we're probably going to have it. The UK is going back into lockdown. England and France and Germany, France and Spain are facing lockdown. And so as you start the new day and you wonder, well, where's my stimulus check? I also want you to wonder, where's your rent aid? Where's your eviction moratorium? Have you done the eviction moratorium? Go to the eviction video and click on the link in the description that shows you how to apply for the eviction moratorium. You need to do something for it. You absolutely need to do something for it. If you qualify, if you only made a certain amount of money, you need to go apply for it. Mortgage forbearance, you need to know if you don't qualify for it. It's actually only currently protecting people who are federally backed mortgage applicants. Next, you need to know that you are ready for any stimulus check. So have you done the non-filer filing? If you are not on if you are on SSDI, SSI, Social Security, or railroad benefits, and have a child, but the child does not receive benefits like SSDI or SSI, does the IRS know about the child? If they don't, you need to do a non-filer filing. There's certain things you need to do right now to ensure that you get money, but there may be a lot of other money out there that you haven't thought about. You know, earlier today I detailed on the unemployment video the issue of escalated benefits. Do you qualify for escalated benefits? Have you applied for escalated benefits? It's a lot of money and it's out there. So go watch that employment video. I won't go repeat it for you because it takes a couple minutes to go over it. So go apply for that. Next, know the number of weeks for anything you're doing. So I've gotten a lot of comments in the last 24 hours of people asking about, saying my benefits for UI are expiring. You know, if you just started benefits in March for either UI or PUA, you're not expiring. But if you started before, you need to really know your deadlines. And so watch that video as well, because I explained to you, March, you're not running out. I mean, you're absolutely not running out, but you really need to know what are these different mechanisms. The most important thing when you're talking about with unemployment benefits is knowing what FPEUC is. Never heard of that? Yeah, need to know it. What is PUA versus UI? What is FPUC? I had a nice viewer ask me tonight, where is my 6 weeks of sixth week of LWA in Florida? That's an example of someone who is not informed. Florida's not paying 6 weeks of LWA because Governor DeSantis did not apply for 6 weeks of LWA. You know, that's what goes on. Most of these things are generally answered in some form online. I certainly can not answer 50 states of unemployment benefits and how they're coming and where they're coming, but everyone's going to get paid the weeks that they have, and those are coming. And that's it. I had a nice view this morning say, I'm in Missouri and I've used up my 6 weeks of LWA, now what? The answer is there's nothing. There's no other enhanced unemployment benefits coming, but there is more of your base level benefits. Of course, if you qualify for escalated benefits, you should be doing that as well. EIDL loan, I really implore viewers of this channel to apply for an EIDL loan if you qualify. Let me tell you, if you qualify, if you're an independent contractor or a sole practitioner, if you're an Uber driver or Lyft driver, if you're an Airbnb, if you're a small business operator, if you're a cab driver and you have your own cab, apply for it. You know, loans that have no principal interest or due the first year are an attractive instrument in the face of a pandemic because you need liquidity. And the liquidity is a good thing for you. And you can't just presume everything works under a grant. Additionally, this is also an opinion, as you see, I'm sort of doing a little bit of it tonight, is that, I don't want you to think that one situation is going to happen and only one situation, especially in election year. So I don't want you to presume, COVID-19 cases are going to be bad. COVID-19 cases are going to be bad. Trump will win. Trump will lose. I don't want you to assume one scenario or other, because assuming one scenario may be putting your economics or your finances dependent on that scenario, and you shouldn't be doing it. things change. Things absolutely change. And there's nothing worse than I've had in viewers of this channel who said that, they've lost their businesses and everything because they presumed that everything was going to be fine. And then COVID hit. Let me answer some of your incredible questions from last night. There was 836 questions. Margaret, is she going to pass it or impeach President Trump again? No, this is silliness. Bob Griffins, we the people should put the people first. Amen. Balin, what a horrible legacy to leave if she's not seeking re-election. Kelly Ridler, they're coming on 2 deadlines, not only the airlines, but also the election is approaching. Michelle Marine, isn't she she's not the boss of us. Go Purple Power. Amen. Carla, why is this woman still around? She should have been gone a long time ago. Cynthia, I'm here, you're here, my dog Blossom's here. I love that. Patricia, Purple Power doesn't care what Nancy Pelosi has to say to us. She doesn't carry our fate. Amen. I mean, this is one of the spirits of Purple Power, is that you don't have someone tell you your fate. You don't have someone say something's negative. I had a viewer drop in the comments to, I think it was Morning's LALATE video, that said, CNN said nothing's going to happen until next year. Okay, do I care what CNN says? Do I care what Fox says? No. Are we going to try to push what we need to push? Yes. AB, oh boy, you hypnotized me. Tamara, my life is the biggest scandal. Well, all these jokes aside, they're not playing with us. The point is that as we start the new day, you need to remain focused. You need to understand that when you have information, when you understand how a bill is passed, it goes to the Senate, to the House, and the President, when you understand routing times, electronic receipt about 10 calendar days after something becomes law, when you understand terminology, that PUA is for independent contractors and UI is for employees. When you understand what escalated benefits are, or enhanced unemployment benefits, or maximum benefits, when you understand what all these things are, you get the money. Not knowing what anything is, you don't get anything. It's so simple, but people simply, try to keep you down. Ultimately, the most important thing that you may end the night with is that knowledge is king, and that people tell you that you shouldn't know anything, and that you shouldn't listen or learn or be informed or be educated. Those are people that want you to not know anything. In stimulus in a given day, literally has upwards of anywhere from 5 to 30 comments being made by political leaders about stimulus. And all those comments can determine your future. They can absolutely determine your future. And so someone could sit back and say, well, did it become law? Well, if your life is dependent on knowing when something lands in your bank account, you ultimately won't get it. Because no one's fighting for you except you. And not knowing what's going on and just sort of sitting back in the wings and waiting for something to happen, it doesn't work in life. What works in life is being for you, being to helping others, being informed, being focused, being smiling, being invigorated. You're going to get through this. We're going to get through this together. We are a common motive and a common spirit of positivity, information, and focus. #Purple Power. Go to the Finish channel, subscribe, and drop your comments below, and I might feature them in tomorrow's recording, and like this video. Coming up tomorrow morning is Morning's LALATE. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, stay focused, and stay LALATE for more.